All right, this is our first set of video notes for this school year. We are going to be talking about the Articles of Confederation, primarily focusing on the weaknesses of them. So we're going to abbreviate Articles of Confederation with AOC. What I'll need you to do first on your page is to take your hand, lay it out, and to trace it, kind of like you did back in elementary school when it came to making those Thanksgiving turkeys. So you want to hurry up and draw that as fast as you can. If it's a little off, it's a little off. That's okay. It's going to be crooked. Knuckles are going to be messed up. So if you have that problem too, then that's okay. But roughly, we should have a hand that looks like this. And what we're going to do is in the middle of it, we're going to write down Articles of Confederation. Now, the Articles of Confederation were mainly made, they were made during the time made before the DOI, and also known as the League of Friendship. So with the League of Friendship, what this means is that it is, instead of each one of the colonies being trying to be dominant over the other, they decided they would try to work with each other, which you with any group of friends know that that's going to be really, really difficult to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at each one of these weaknesses and kind of talk about them. When you're done, go ahead and you're going to color each one of the fingers. So each one of these will be a different color because color tends to help with memory. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the pinky. I'm going to just turn mine to the side. And what we're going to say first is a weak central government. And it was made so on purpose. This kind of goes back to that question on your last test, when really and truly we made it a weak central government because we didn't like the power of the king. We wanted to make sure that we didn't have one dominant group anymore. We wanted to be able to spread the power between everybody. So there wasn't a central figure that everybody looked to. Everybody ended up trying to work with each other. League of Friendship. The second problem was after the American Revolution, they had no money. Now, the problem was that all the money was paying back war debts. And paying back those war debts, basically the problem ended up being that they didn't have any money. They couldn't raise taxes because nobody was going to work on, this is going to come a little bit later, but nobody was going to work together to do that. So states like New York were struggling to pay their bills, while states like Virginia, who had the tobacco and other cash crops, were able to really pay everything off. And so there was no way to kind of work with each other. The next problem was boundary disputes. So what ended up happening here is states argued about how far west they could extend. So after that proclamation of 1763, it goes out once we win the war, and we gain all the land in America up to the Mississippi River. Well, now some of those states like Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia especially, want to extend their borders as far west as they can, and whether or not states should be allowed to do that. And so that caused a lot of problems between the states. And these problems between the states, this is called quarreling. So the states were always fighting. So they're constantly fighting against each other. trying to see who could be the most dominant one among them. And with that, it causes a lot of problems. It kind of throws out this whole idea of the League of Friendship. That kind of goes away as this continues to happen. And then finally, other countries around the world look at us. We're a brand new country, and this is our style of government, so they're going to give us no respect. That means that no country is going to listen to us. No country is going to do anything we ask them to do, because they're going to view America as being very, very weak. And by being very weak, there's nothing they were going to do to help us. So these are the 5 weaknesses when it comes to the Articles of Confederation.